Konami has just announced one final archetype for the upcoming core set, Doom of Dimensions. And apparently this archetype might just work with Cyber Dragons. But what is that archetype? Well, it is known as the RB archetype, and it basically is a machine-based archetype revolving around Link summoning, and apparently it can conjoin with Cyber Dragons apparently. But before we get to the reveal of the cards, I do have a big announcement to make. As you guys are fully aware, right around this time last month, I got 2 cards graded to PSA through GameStop. The first was a Ghost Rare Unlimited Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon from Clash of Rebellion, and a Secret Rare Unlimited Elemental Hero Magma Neos that was from Tactical Evolution. As of yesterday, I just found out that they're now under the process of being researched and ID'd, meaning that it is halfway done with the grading stages, meaning that it will not be much longer before I get my hands on those slabs. And again, guys, I will be selling them to anyone who wants them. So it is first come, first serve, serious inquiries only. So if you guys are interested in buying them, you guys can message me on my Instagram. My ad will be in the description below. Again, serious inquiries only. With that being said, let's get straight into this video. Kicking things off with the new archetype, and I believe this should be the last batch of new cards that is in the set. I'm not entirely sure. I believe this is supposed to be the last batch, but kicking these off, we've got RB Lambda Cannon, and I believe I brought this archetype up in a past video, but I never got the chance to talk about the cards that were in that. I never got the chance to talk about these cards, as far as what I remember. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but anyway, it is a 6-star Dark Machine with 1200 attack and defense, and the effects read as followed. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target one RB monster in your grave, except this card, add it to your hand. While this card is linked to an RB Link monster, you can pay 1200, destroy this card. If you do, look at your opponent's hand, then you can special summon a monster from it to their field, but negate its effects. You can only use each effect once per turn. So in a way, this is technically Trap Dust Shoot, but instead of putting the card back into the deck, you're actually summoning it to their side of the field. So it's sort of like a trap. It's kind of like trap Dust Shoot, but you're basically summoning the monster to their side of the field, but you're negating their effects. Because that, I believe Snatch Steal is still legal in today's format. You can go Snatch Steal, take that monster, flip it over to your side of the field, and then just combo off with that. So it's not too bad. It's actually not a bad card, and plus you can even also if you have a way to special summon another RB monster, you can special summon it to your board and then just combo off from there, just with that alone, which is actually not too bad. I mean, I still believe that this archetype can work with Cyber Dragons, but I'm still convinced, but we'll have to wait and see as we move into the next card, which is RB Lambda Blade. Which is a 7-star Dark Machine with 1400 attack and defense, and the effects read as followed. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one RB card from your deck to the grave except this card. During your opponent's main phase, if this card is linked to an RB Link monster as a quick effect, you can pay 1400. Target one monster your opponent controls, destroy this card, and if you do, take control of that monster but destroy it during the end phase. You can only use each effect once per turn. So Lambda Cannon is basically Trap Dust Shoot, and Lambda Blade is basically Snatch Steel, which is kind of sick. I have to admit that's pretty sick. Next up we have RBGA10 Pile Bunker, which actually looks kind of cool. It kind of looks like something out of Call of Duty or something. It's actually kind of cool. Anyway, it is an 8-star Earth Machine with 1500 attack and defense, and the effects read as follows: if you control no face-up monsters, or the only face-up monsters you control are RB monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. When an attack is declared involving an opponent's monster and RB Brute Blues that points to this card, you can pay 1500, destroy all cards your opponent controls, and this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. So this is basically Raigeki. It's literally Cyber Dragon Raigeki rolled into one card, and you have to pay 1500 life points, which is the cost, which is not too bad. Actually, kind of crazy. And what's even more hilarious is that if you have another level 8 another level 8 machine, you can automatically go into a rank 8 right off the bat, which is not too bad. Although I don't know if there are any rank 8 machines in the format. The only one that I can think of is the only three that I could think of are Gimmick Puppet of Strains, Gimmick Puppet Giant Grinder, and Gimmick Puppet of Leo. Those are the only three that I could think of. But with this archetype, summoning a second level 8 machine might be a bit tricky. It just depends on how you build the deck. But next up we have RB Shepherd's Crook. I literally had to say it slowly so I didn't mispronounce it. But there it is. Actually, it actually looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like Metal Zoa in a way, which is kind of cool. But it is a dark machine Link 3 with 1500 attack, and its arrows are left, bottom, right, and it requires two or more monsters, including an RB monster. And the effects read as follows: gains 500 attack for each monster you control except this card. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can set one RB trap from your deck or grave. During your opponent's main phase, as a quick effect, you can target 3 level 3 or higher RB monsters in your grave. Place 2 on the bottom of the deck in any order, and if you do, special summon the other in defense. Okay, so I do recall. I think I recall talking about the RB cards. In a past video. Oh yes, I do. Oh my god. Okay, so I do. Oh, okay, now I remember. Okay, so the archetype was introduced in Duelist Advance. So I remember. Okay, now I remember. It took me a second to remember. So it's not a new archetype. Technically it is, but it's new support for the archetype. So I know I said at the top of the video that that it was a new archetype. I do apologize. I had to literally go online to look it up. Turns out it was from Duelist Advance. So I do apologize for that. it's new support for the archetype. But basically, what this so looking at this card, what this does is it literally acts as a oh my god, what's the oh my god, I can't think of it. Basically acts as a united we stand. I was think there was one other card that I was gonna bring up. I can't remember it. Um, but this acts as united we stand, but for itself. And not only that, you're also allowed to set RB traps from your deck or grave to your board, and you're even allowed, and you're also allowed to special summon any level 3 or higher RB monsters from your from your deck to your board in defense, which could then help you link off into a potential link 4 depending on what your extra deck looks like, which is pretty cool, which is actually really cool. Not sure if this will change the format, excuse me, but it'll be interesting to say the very least. But next up, we've got RB Operation Test, which is a continuous spell, and the effects read as follow. When this card is activated, you can target one level 3 or higher RB monster in your grave, special summon it. You can target any number of RB monsters you control, gain life points equal to their combined original attack, and if you do, return them to the hand or extra deck. Then you can special summon one RB monster from your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn and activate one copy per turn. Okay, so you're basically gaining a shit ton of life points, and you're able to special summon any RB monster to your board, which theoretically, if you were to summon if you were to summon Pile Bunker and pay the 15, you literally get to right Geki your opponent's entire board, which is actually kind of nuts. So Operation Test plus Bunker plus Pile Bunker, that's a pretty sick combo right there. At least in my opinion. Next up, we've got RB Last Stand, which is a normal trap, and the effects read as follows. Special summon one RB monster from your deck, extra deck, or grave with a different name than the cards you control. For the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except for machines with 1500 or less attack. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets an RB monster you control, you can banish the card from your grave, negate that effect. You can only use one copy. Oh, okay. So the effects, all three of their of this card's effects are a hard once per turn. So the first effect is basically a free summon. The second effect, the second effect locks you into machines with 1500 or less attack, and then the third effect acts as like a I want to say an imperm, but I also want to call it a Veiler. But then again, they're basically the same thing. So it's kind of like an imperm, but without the column, without the column negation, if you will, which is actually kind of sick. In my opinion, that's actually kind of sick in my opinion. And now for the final card of the video, it is known as RB Next Phase, which is a counter trap, and the effects read as follows. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control an RB monster, destroy one monster you control, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that card, then gain 2,000 life points. You can only activate this card once per turn. So this is basically Solemn Judgment, this is literally Solemn Warning, but instead of paying the 2,000, you're gaining the 2,000 life points instead. So this is basically a much better version of Solemn Warning, which is actually kind of cool. I will say some people are believing that this is not a good archetype. I mean, it just it just depends on what it depends on how the deck work on how the deck gets built. But what's very funny is that you can also use Clockwork Knight at both the spell and the link monster for this archetype, which is actually kind of sick. But with that being said, that will do it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more card discussions in the future, then be sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and as always, make sure you guys are following me on all of my social media. All of my ads will be in the description below, as will the info to my fan mail. It will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.